Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha'Allah. Koholoyim la Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. And that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and H.I.M that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is H.I.M. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Another little morning ride and drive at the plantation. I was, just kind of meditating on, the video I watched, the GMS Hawaii by the elder out there in Hawaii, and he was doing a lesson on this lady. She's 56 years old. She was a decent 56-year-old looking lady, I guess. Okay looking in the face. She wasn't a bad looking lady. But she was saying how she was 56 years old and that she was a Christian and she looking for a Christian man that has a relationship with Jesus. You so-called black people, man, and that Jesus crap, man. In 2026, y'all still believing in white Jesus, which is crazy as hell, man. But she was talking about how she was looking for a Christian man. She was celibate for 8 years and all this stuff. But of course, she was talking about her grandkids and all this shit. So no, she's really looking for a simp. Like how the elder was saying, if she's a Christian, she's going to church, and you haven't found nobody in 8 years. That says a lot. Ain't no telling how many, husbands she's had before, so to speak. But she was trying to, just give this rundown, like, she had all these stipulations, and he has to have this, and he has to be this, and he has to, whatever. But it's like, you women are fucking delusional, man. At 56 years old, you almost 60. As far as lifespan on this planet, the Lord only gives us at best 80 years. The scriptures talks about 70 years. If per adventure, you might 80 years if everything all right. But you're at 60 right now, you pretty much only got about 10 years left of the lifespan that the Lord even gives us on this planet. And you got all these stipulations. She's all in the video with her tits out. She got all these tattoos on her. She's doing these gym videos, and just no, you women better believe that Isaiah 4:1 is coming soon. All those I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't eat at Cheesecake Factory, I don't want a dude that make this amount of money, I don't like dudes that's this height. This color, this weight. Look, when shit hit the fans, you gonna take anything. And you're gonna really need a man of the Lord. But even these regular old pookies, these niggas not even looking out for you. They're not looking for you right now. The game is over with. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is really throwing a monkey wrench in the game where you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women's, game. And that game y'all been playing, that feminism shit y'all been running down, that shit you've been, you learn from Esau to your enemy. All those tactics that you learn to, destroy your own family, your own household, basically, when you thought you was flexing. No, that shit is over with. That shit is over with. You're starting to see a lot of these women getting these videos talking about how they're stressed. I want a man. I don't, how do we get in this feminism? I didn't agree to this. When really all it takes is you settling down and being submissive. Really, a lot of you women that's, you can actually get you a, even if they're not in this truth, you can get a okay dude. You know what I'm saying? There's some okay dudes out here, you know what I'm saying, that they're not all wild. They got some manners. But you really preferably will want a man that's in this truth that know about these law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, that call on the real name of Yahweh. That's the true name of our Heavenly Father, the Most High. The true name of His Son is Yahweh Shai. And this lady, she talking about, I'm somebody that's got a relationship with Jesus. Well, if he got a relationship with Jesus, he gonna be a damn demon just like your ass is. Because that's, you Christians, you're demons, man. You're the real anti-Mashiachs, man. You're anti-Yahweh Shai. You know, and you may have good intentions, but our people, you know, are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Cause she, I don't know, I didn't believe none of this shit she was talking about. I'm looking at her in the video, you know, her tits is all out, nipples and shit bulging through the t-shirts and shit. You know, with all these damn tattoos, you know, talking about how she's a Christian and she's been celibate for 8 years and she wants somebody that's got to deal with her grandkids. Bitch, are you crazy? You know, but again, you know, there's some simps, but even the simps are not. Nobody's hollering. Basically, is what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a dude with confidence, courage, you know what I'm saying, or whether it's because you know these simps, they not hollering anyway. They, you know, it's not really. They not really, you know. Some of them will, but the game has changed, man. These dudes they've been watching a lot of these red pill videos. They've been watching a lot of these women on these videos talk all that shit. And the very women that's talking all that shit, they ain't got no man. And ain't nobody hollering at them. You might have somebody, you know, slipping into the DMs, you know, and leaving them little messages and shit like that. But when these bitches is out in public, nobody... I'm trying to avoid you like the Black Plague, man. As soon as I see them eyelashes, as soon as I see them nails, and them swirly little fucking curls around your goddamn forehead, I'm actually disgusted. I ain't gonna even front. As of late, I just been like, you know, let me get the fuck away from this, because you already know what comes with it. You know what comes with it. I ain't gonna even go into this Eve I seen yesterday. Anyway, but yeah, the way that she was talking in the video is just like she was just a prize. You not no prize at 56 with grandkids, man. Talking about somebody, I need somebody that can be good with my who the fuck, like, now he about to become he gotta play grandfather. My kids are grown. Well, all right, well, let your kids deal with their kids. If you get into a relationship, you dealing with who you dealing with. I mean, you all on video talking about, you know, like it's just something special about you so-called being celibate for 8 years. Get the hell out of here. I ain't even believe this shit. I'm just looking at her like, come on, girl. Stop it, man. Stop. Cut that shit out. Like, what happened to your first husband? What happened to your children's father? She didn't go off into that. He could have passed away. He may not be alive. You know what I'm saying? But still, at the same time, too, it's like, who you think is about to just step in, you know, and spend their money? You know, you're looking for somewhat of a high-valued man with all these, you know, perks or whatever. And he's just supposed to step in and just play granddad. Then she talking about, you know, talking about these age limits. I ain't trying to dim nobody in their 30s, nobody in their 40s. Hey, if anything, one of them, they might deal with you. But any man, like how the elder was saying, any man that's about her age, 50, she said she was 56. If any man is around that age to 60, 62, 63, man, they not dealing with it. You know, but like I said, there's some simps that would. But if they got their shit together, you know, it's like, a matter of fact, it's a Noah Edomite. And this Shedamite was trying to get at him. And he's older. You know, he's in his 70s. And I was kind of surprised. Like, shit, she's only like 33 or some shit like that. And she was trying to get at him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And she was really into him. I'm like, damn, you know, yeah, I like older men. You know, the way she was talking, like she was really into him. But really, in reality, she's got 5 kids. And that's what he was basically telling me that he didn't want to deal with. He like, nah, I ain't trying to deal with nothing like that at this age. You know what I'm saying? But had he had maybe the funds, you know, or maybe he had the money, you know what I'm saying, to really deal like that, he probably would have dealt with her like that. But nobody wants that kind of baggage, man. You know, that's a lot of baggage, man, at that age. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be at that age that you done retired. Your kid, you claiming your kids are grown. If he got kids, of course his kids would more than likely be grown. And then had the shoe been on the other foot, would she accept him and take care of his goddamn grandkids? Then I think she was talking about how, you know, she didn't want a man with kids. Something's crazy. I don't know, man. Just You women are delusional, man. Even at that age. But like I said, you know, we're coming to a point of things have really changed, and these women don't really realize it. They haven't changed with the change. But see, it's about to go into Isaiah 4:1, and you women really are about to be fighting over that one man. You can't see it right now because you still have your little perks and your little luxuries, you know, living in this kingdom. You can't see it right now. But there's going to come a point where all this is going to come to pass, because the Lord's word will not return to him void. He said that this word goes forth and it will not return to him void. It goes forth and it does exactly what he sent it forth to do. And all these prophecies are going to come to pass. All these prophecies are going to play out, whether you think so or not. Here you go. You got these women. You've been dealing with a nigga with multiple women anyway, just on wickedness. This nigga wicked as hell. So all the wicked niggas been dealing with all the women, you know, and having their pleasures. But see, it's gonna come a point where, you know, you're gonna want one of those men of the Lord. Those are gonna be the men that's gonna stand the test of time. Those are gonna be the men that's gonna you know, the scripture talks about this wisdom and this knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Those men are not gonna be stable. And when shit hits the fan, they're gonna be out here screaming and because the scripture says that men shall be afraid in second Esdras chapter 15. So if these men are gonna be afraid, you women are gonna be terrified. But these big ass muscle on top of muscle niggas, these 6'8" niggas, you want, you know, he gotta be 6 feet. He gotta be, you know, this and this. Hey, them niggas gonna be fucking afraid when shit hits the fans, man. Shit hit the fans, they're gonna be just as afraid as your ass. And you're gonna be wondering, like, nigga, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you thinking you got a good nigga. It's my man, he protect me. Hey, look, you're gonna want to have the protections of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in that day. And that protection is gonna it's gonna be with that man. That man is gonna be over the household. Because he believes and trusts in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You dealing with just some regular pookie, you know, the nigga, yeah, he got all the guns. You know, the nigga got all kinds of clips. He got all kinds of ammo. The nigga strong as an ox. He can lift a car and throw it at you. No, them niggas not gonna be no good in that day, because they're not gonna have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. I'm looking at this damn diesel. Diesel 639. God damn. Woo. Yeah, and shit like that right there. See them type of prices. See? Niggas used to throw you a couple of dollars on the tank of gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas ain't doing that shit no more. Niggas used to come through and do little things for you, and, you know, and throw you a little extra cash, and, you know, get your nails done, get your little eyelash, whatever, all that little shit. There's some niggas out here still doing that shit. But that's becoming rare. You can see a lot of these women complaining, like, where are the men? Why aren't men hollering at us? Why aren't men, you know, speaking to us? Why aren't men? I'm talking about young beauties. There's some young, what they call them, baddies. There's some nice looking young women out here, you know, got their little shit together, you know. They got their little, you know, they got their own jobs and money and all this other little shit, like, but then nobody hollering. Because you women have become a nuisance in this, and especially in the Americas. You have become a nuisance. You're a problem. You're not a you're just a bill. Niggas don't want extra bills. That's all you become. You become a bill. You're not giving out nothing. You don't put into nothing. You don't put into the relationship. Motherfuckers won't wash no clothes for you. Motherfuckers won't clean. They won't do nothing for you. You're a damn bill. That's all. Nigga just constantly coming out of money for your ass. You just a bill. That's it. You know, when you paying for something, you know, it's like my cell phone right now. I'm doing this video on. I'm paying for this service. What I get out of this service is I'm able to hit the record button and, you know, do my videos and you know, make a phone call, do a text, an email, you know, all the shit that comes with what I'm paying for. If you know what I'm saying. But when it comes to you women, you putting all this money into these women and nothing, you not getting nothing out of it. It's crazy, bro. You're not getting shit out of it. So that means that there's just a bill. I mean, and I'm talking about a bill where I can't even say a bill, because when you're paying a bill, you are at least getting a service. You know? So, you know, you get a little box here and there. But, I mean, come on, bro. That shit, all that shit is overrated these days. Straight up. Straight up, man. You women have really, well, Esau really fucked y'all. Y'all, you know, y'all in a bad place right now. I really gotta say, man, y'all in a scary moment right now. Y'all about to experience the brother, he went into that GTA. And you talk about that Grand Theft Auto 6, like, hey, y'all hey, y'all in that GTA mode, man. And it's not a good look. It's not gonna be good, man. Cause that the brother, he put up a video of a bitch being kidnapped on camera. The people came out of their house. They heard the bitch screaming. They didn't try and do anything. She was just screaming help. They didn't go back in. They didn't appear that they was trying to make no phone calls. They didn't hit 911. They were just coming outside to see what the screaming was about. And that lady was screaming hard as hell, man. She was screaming for her dear life, but nobody, with no help. So this is where we're at, man. This is what it's all boiling down to and coming to. Because I'm looking at this woman like, bitch, you are delusional as hell. And again, at 56, you're done. You're done. Because ain't nobody hollering at the 36. Ain't nobody hollering at the 26. These 16-year-olds can barely get a date, man. I remember, you know, when we was younger, you know what I'm saying, man? You know, you go out, you know, you can go to the movies. There was a lot of little activities you can do with a young lady back then. You know, they call it courting. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to, you know, find out about her, and, you know, you go and meet the family, all that. Nah, all that shit over with. All that shit is over with. All you women out here, you looking good and nobody looking at you. The only person that's looking at you is yourself in that damn mirror. And them selfies, all them goddamn selfies you be taking. That's it. Nobody's paying you no attention. I see women all the time. And I'll be looking like, and a lot of the times I'll look to see if I be seeing dudes like, you know, like, bro, damn, you know, bro, you're not gonna check it. You're pretty decent looking shit. Nobody even turn around looking at this bitch. These dudes are straightforward ahead. They not thinking about y'all asses, man. Especially this newer generation. Them motherfuckers ain't got no chicks on their mind. They ain't like shit. We was growing up like shit, man. That, you know, you kept a chick on your mind like shit. We was all over. We was trying to meet some chicks, man. You know? And all of a sudden you got these bitches with these wigs on, these fucking eyelashes and these goddamn Catwoman claws. And then they got that stupid, proud ass look on their fucking face, bro. I was walking yesterday, and I seen this. Well, I was, you know, as a matter of fact, you know, that's a spirit too. It's this older lady, you know, always would speak to her and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because she got like some kind of flower in front of her house. Never knew what kind of flower it was, but it's this big ass. I don't know. I can't even explain. It's like a bushier. And I always would conversate with her every single year about it. It's been years and years and years I passed through there. And I seen her yesterday. She was standing in her doorway. Because I hadn't seen her in a while. And I see she got like a new truck too. She got a newer vehicle. And I can tell that it hadn't been moved or started or anything like that in a while. It's just been sitting there every time I come through there. Because I make kind of like the same little route, whether I'm driving or if I go for my walks or whatever. And she was standing in the doorway, and I was listening to a lesson. You know what I'm saying? I had my little earbud in, and I was listening to a lesson. But I seen her, you know what I'm saying? And I stopped for a second, and she cracked her door. She opened her door, and I was like, hey, how you doing? How you been? You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen you in a while. And I can see her legs. They were all swollen and cracked. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell she could barely, you know, get about. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking about her legs is really, really big. Like I can't think of what that disease is or whatever. You know, like I could just see those. It just looked really painful. And, you know, she's like, she had been all right and stuff like that. I was like, you know, somebody starting your car for you? You know what I'm saying? Say, you know, somebody doing your grass? Because I was asking her about that plant. But no, that lady was doing bad, man. But she was by herself. I said, anybody coming through and checking on you? You know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, conversation just when you're, and as I was walking away, I was thinking like, yeah, man, she really needs some help. You know what I'm saying? She needs really a man. Now, while all that's going on, it's a little chick across the street, directly across the street from her. I seen her as soon as she walked out of the house. You know what I'm saying? She had on the little leggings. You know, she had a nice little shape and stuff like that. I don't know how old she was, but she was on the porch, and she, you know, she looked like she was just talking on the phone. But by the time I came, you know, stepped up, you know, stopped talking to the lady, and as I'm continuing my walk, she done put her phone down on the back of the bumper of the fucking car, and she's doing one of them TikTok challenge dances, doing that stupid ass dance. And I'm thinking to myself, like, these bitches is crazy, bro. Like it's just, it's weird. It's become weird. You're living in on weirdo land now, man. This shit really is like Grand Theft Auto. You gotta watch yourself. You gotta constantly be circumspect. You don't know what a motherfucker he might fucking have a damn panic attack and go ape shit crazy. You know, like, you just never know with these people these days, man. You know? And again, you know, you women, man, you're not in a good state right now, man. It's not looking good for y'all right now, man. I really gotta say. And especially with the way prices are going up, you know, and you by yourself, Trump and them, you know, now all of a sudden these food stamp cuts and shit, you know, these SNAP benefit cuts and all those different things are starting to play out. You know, now you're starting to see, you know, that you know, now, and we still don't see the real effects of it as of yet, because it really just kind of kicked in. But it's a lot of people, man, that lost them benefits. It was in the millions of people lost them benefits because they didn't meet the requirements of keeping them. So what do you think is gonna happen, man? It's a societal breakdown, and you women gonna lose it first because you're emotional as hell, and you can't handle like that, really. You front like you can, but you can't handle like these men. You're trying to move like men out here, and that shit is not gonna work, bro. That's why that Isaiah 4:1 is gonna come through beautifully. It's gonna come through beautifully. And I know the beloved brother Allah, he can't wait to see you chicks suffering, man, because you're prideful as hell. When the Lord bring y'all down off that high and mighty horse, and it's starting to happen, we can see it happening. It's in motion already, but it's not at that scale, you know, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. When these people get to kicking in damn doors and robbing each other for lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. Scripture says they're not going to regard their kings or their princes. So when it comes straight down to 911, when you're not able to call 911, it's going to be serious. It's going to be serious, man. So, hey, you women, hey, you better get it together. What's that? Isaiah 32 and 9, it goes off into, you women that are at ease. You women that are at ease, you need to repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushua. And that goes for the men as well. But you know, you women are the weaker vessel, according to the scriptures. But Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he has told you that you can be all that he is. You know what I'm saying? You can be all that you want to be. You can do anything that you want to do. Now here you go, you working 2 or 3 damn jobs, and your body is not built for that shit like how men can handle that. You can't handle that like men can handle that. Hell, even with men be needing a damn break from that shit. You know? I was looking at that one little video, and the elder was talking about it yesterday. But I had already seen the video, and I knew exactly what he was talking about. It was a chick, you know, she was in, you know, in the fucking, of course, doing a damn video, putting on her fucking makeup, talking about she was 37 years old, and that she's still attractive, and she can still pull another man. But she had a man, basically, that was taking care of her. She said she never worked. She just, you know, he always handled business and took care of her. I think he was like, I'm not sure how many years. I think he was like 10, 15 years older than her, but he caught a stroke. And she put his ass into a motherfucking hospice center. You know, she just got rid of the dude. Pretty much, she like, yeah, still going to visit him. But, you know, overall, you know, it's becoming stressful. But basically, she's ready to move on. She's not down for that dude like how he was down for her. This bitch, here you go, this bitch never had to work. He looking out for her. She never had to work. She had a nanny and all kinds of shit. She ain't even had to work at home. She was basically like, oh, sometimes I'll drop the kids off at school. But, you know, the nanny, you know, so she was living it up. But soon as this dude, you know, got sick, that bitch was like, shit, I'm ready to boogie. I'm trying to find, I'm 37. I'm still fine. I'm gonna go and find me someone else. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and so that's, you know, the mindset that, you know, brothers gotta have when it comes to these women, man. They'll boogie up on your ass, man. They don't give a fuck. Especially these days. These are not your old, these are not grandmamas no more. You know? Hell, even great grandmama out here. You know, I be seeing little videos of these, you know, they got gray ass hair, you know, and you got some women that may still be in shape and they go to the gym and do little stuff like that, but they 70, 80, still trying to flaunt as if they're fucking 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. And that's the mindset of these chicks, man. They don't have good reasoning, man. The Lord didn't give them that kind of wisdom, bro. So, I mean, you know, hey, you know, the brothers, hey, we really have to just, you know, you get interconnected with a chick, you know, you catch feelings and shit. But you got to be careful, man. You know what I'm saying? And not even, you know, really get too attached, man. You know, you got to be expecting that she's going to fuck you over at some point. So when she does, you don't crash out and you know, you go ape shit crazy. Like I seen another dude, he had a video and he's right behind the chick in the car that he bought her. She don't even know. He calling her on the phone. And she like, yeah, you know, I'm, you know, my girl, let me call you back, you know, whatever. The dude already seeing you. I think hell, the dude that she was with was even driving the damn car, but they all kissing and shit. And this nigga was pissed. He driving behind him. He was like, I can't wait till this fucking car stop. I'm thinking like shit, he'd have hit the gas and just, you know, rammed her ass. But, you know, he was waiting on the fucking car to stop, and then the video went off. I'm thinking like, nah, nigga, you should, you know, if you play it smooth, you get the keys to that car, let her ass drive home. Get the keys to the car, you know, run game on her ass like she running bullshit on you. Oh yeah, let me get the car, I'm gonna go and get the oil change and I'm gonna get some things done to it for you. And drive that bitch to somewhere and you park it. Preferably at your new bitch's house if you got another bitch. Or just at your, who knows, take it to your homeboy house or something. But anyway, you get all your shit and you just let that bitch just go ahead and do her thing. You know? You play it like, oh, well, yeah, they gonna have the car for a few days. Yeah, play that bitch like how she playing you. Like, just, you know what I'm saying? Get your shit. Start to gradually, if you got anything at the place, if you living with her, and that's another thing too, living with these chicks, man. Have your own place. Have your own place to go, man. You don't just be moving in and all your shit is in this bitch's house and her name is on the lease only and she ready to fuck you up or fuck you over. She could throw your ass out whenever she wants to throw you out. No, you don't do nothing like that, man. If you can afford it, have your own spot, man. This is just the captivity that we're in. This is the place that we're in. You know? This is just where we're at, man. You have to just use wisdom in this captivity that we're in, man. This is not what it used to be. This place has gotten wicked as fuck, bro. So I'm pretty much about at my destination, man. I've been kind of, you know, here's what it is, another ride and drive. You know, just hit the record button, see where the spirit leads. But yeah, man, just be careful with these chicks, man. This bitch out here, she's 60 years old. You know, still trying, and that's the delusional shit about their asses. You're not thinking like, you know, if you're a Christian, you'll know that the scripture says that, you know, man really only get like 70 years on this planet. 80 years at best. You got some people that live beyond, you know what I'm saying? But it's really rare these days. But at the same time, too, hey, we're in the last days, man. This place might even, you know, might not even last another fucking year, which we're praying it don't. We're praying for this place to fall, man. So we can go into the kingdom and we don't have to hear a bitch talking like that. So I'm going to end out there. I pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwam Yasha Allah and a bubble ball.